scream in a clip.
I moved here with only 30 seconds in my fucking Vimeo.
You don't know how many people that's true for. Yeah. Oh,
We
God.
lost all of our audience.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said I don't know how many people that's true for.
Oh, yeah.
It is true for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the idea of moving here. It'd be awesome because like I would crash for a little while, so I like can't even have stuff. Like I could just stay.
It's so great to hear you be like, it'd be cool because I'd be homeless.
Yeah.
So I can't have stuff. Like it's like a rich guy discovering with utter poverty. I can't be weighed down by all these earthly possessions.
You know what's amazing?
The cops keep moving me off the street.
The downside is when you aren't a homeowner, you do sleep on couches, and that's been a big discovery that I've made too.
You would have like the greatest front of all time because you look like a guy who has some stuff going on.
I know, and I really don't. People really think I have my stuff together.
When you came into the door, I even felt like, fuck, I got to pretend I have more. Like,
it's a peacoat. You get a peacoat, people think you...
I felt like you could sense the 550 credit score. Yeah. I felt like you could be like, oh, never mind.
You're around 550?
That's up from 450, brother. But now I'm up to 650 now.
Oh, you're fine.
I'm up to, because people, they're dumb. They don't realize credit is bad. Credit is an immoral scheme. So if you pay off all your credit cards, you've made them so much money.
They go, here you go.
Here's all
you get a little treat now.
Yeah, it's not for being good. It's for fucking helping Capital One buy another boat for their kid or whatever.
Yeah, but then I was told, and I don't really understand this, but I was told if you completely pay it off, you also lose.
What?
Yes.
Points. Like if you have you have no debt, it's really fucked.
What if you pay it all off but you're still using the cards?
If you carry stuff over,
are you still getting high off the credit drug?
Yeah.
If you're clean from the supplier, what use are you?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Wow, I don't even know my credit score. I know I have a lot of debt.
I'm scared to look.
Because you have the college thing.
Oh, no, not even that. I have my own personal debt that I've accrued despite the head start I've been given.
Like, what, buying bunnies and plants? Like, what could it be? I'm looking around. I'm like, brother.
How much are rabbits going for?
TJ Maxx gift card? Like, what could that possibly be true for?
A lot of it is to hospitals.
That yellow set. Oh, the hospital.
Yeah.
Get really serious all of a sudden? Yeah, most of it has just been so I can keep myself alive.
Yeah. Okay.
But
But you got your parents. You're on your parents' plan though, so that shouldn't be that bad.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I think they're sort of like, hey, Clip City, start paying for stuff.
Yeah.
Clip City. That'd be so funny to your mom a Venmo request for $5,000 and in the description it says Clip City.
She goes, I know you monetized your Facebook Reels. I saw that last one. It went viral.
Yeah.
Pay for when we removed your tonsils.
Yeah. 12 minutes. She's got a fucking itinerary of everything she's done.
Dude, if your parents Venmo requested you for everything from your childhood, I would never live.
I would understand it, but I would never pay it
I think
off.
I could pay $800. I think it'd be all right.
They put me on some sort of plan.
Yeah. We got that in a few months.
Oh my god!
Tax deduction or something. Easy be straight.
Well, dude, we should do intros. Welcome to the fucking podcast. I'm Maddie.
We got to do it like they know who we are.
I don't know. Maybe they're tuning in from their
like
podcast.
a sitcom where it's like, I'm Kenyon. Like I walk in, fuck you.
Wait,
you know who I am.
Be doing something. Look up at the camera.
Yeah. We got Tommy Brennan, good friend.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Funny guy from LA, coming in.
I hate that. I don't even tell people that's where I live anymore.
Right, you're ashamed of it.
Yeah.
You're ashamed of it.
Well, I think, especially in New York, New York comics have a real
we don't respect it.
It's like Chicago and then another place.
I can tell when people say, someone brought me up in from LA last night, and it's like, you just feel every comic in the back of the room like cross their arms and like, look at this piece of shit.
The peacoat with the glasses in from LA, I'm
it's
like,
tough.
fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you doing?
But then you kill and they're like, God damn it.
And then
I thought we had to be ugly.
We talk afterwards and I go, see, Chicago. It was Chicago. No one should have said LA.
Right.
Yeah.
Chicago. The ugly man's New York.
You really are allowed to be ugly in Chicago.
You really are.
It's almost encouraged. It almost does it to you.
It's the whole city is pushing you to be ugly. They're
like,
have 14 beers and a sausage for breakfast.
Well, they drink and eat to survive the winter.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're not still Polish farmers. Like, you can let go of this lifestyle.
Yeah.
What do you think is the most LA thing about you now?
I would say this has been my roommates. My roommates are like weirdly like they're like dumb idiot 26-year-old morons, but then they like are super smart about food choices. So they're like they see like
so
a bag
funny.
of potato
It's so
chips and
LA.
they're like a lot of seed oil in there. I don't know if I do that.
That's the
And I'm like-
superficiality of LA, dude.
Yeah, because
If
I'm like,
all-
we blacked out together last night. That
Yeah.
wasn't like healthy. But then they're like, you got to cook with coconut oil. You know, like it's really, and now that's kind of rubbed off on me a little bit. I bought rice pasta the other day
Whoa.
And-
You won't even
I
do
was
the
doing
real
that in
pasta.
college.
and
No,
I felt pretty shitty about myself.
But rice pasta. But then what sucks is then it's like, oh, that shit actually matters.
It does.
Dude, because I was watching all these fucking like Vogue does these like diary of a model like here's my skincare routine things, and I was like watching all these fucking videos of like one of the girls dated Harry Styles, and she was like, here's the face cream I use, and I was like, I'm gonna try the face cream, and I tried the face cream. Oh, my skin's never felt better in my life, and it's like
shit.
$60 fucking dollars.
Yeah.
and it's so annoying. You want to be like, oh, it's snake
Is this
oil
what's
salesman.
what's the store that everyone goes? Is it
Sephora?
No, is it Kiehl's?
That's like Maddie's secret
something-
little. Her eyes light up when you say Sephora, dude.
I
Yeah.
fucking
That's
love
Maddie's
Sephora.
like secret little fucking addiction, man.
It really is because I
That's
was
the
buying my
bet.
makeup from CVS and I was like, I guess it's just hard to be a woman. I guess you just look like what you look like. And then I went to Sephora and I was like, this is where everyone's been going?
Yeah.
Dude.
You thought all the hot people were? You just never saw one in CVS, but that's where they were getting their stuff.
Yeah. Well, and they have CVS makeup that just fucking just gives you acne
Yeah.
and like is like a Crayola crayon.
Yeah,
And then you go to Sephora and they're like, for $500, you can move up a point.
you too
It's
could date
crazy.
Harry Styles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you get annoyed with? I don't feel like everyone should give a shit that much about like. There needs to be some people that are like, it's fine to be ugly and fuck off.
Yeah, it's
Totally.
You know what
yeah.
I mean? Like,
But
because
there
it's
is
like,
something about show business where they're like, well, you're looking at you all the time.
Exactly.
That's
I didn't
true.
give
That's
a
it.
fuck what I looked like until I started editing clips.
Yes, yeah.
But it's a little. It comes across as like, and I've had this conversation with like audience members who see comedy. They're a little annoyed with how unfun some comedians are off stage because
That's
they're
really
like,
funny.
"Who the fuck do you think you're a clown?"
Yeah.
And this goes back to clowns aren't cool. Clowns aren't supposed to be cool.
Hot take.
Louis C.K. Clown. Do you want to be that guy? Do you want
No.
to be a tortured, ugly, miserable clown? And I'm like, it's like you're in comedy because you're not cool. If you were cool, you'd be doing cool shit.
I'm just picturing you saying this in response to an audience member saying, "Are you not fun off stage?" This is the whole rant you go on immediately. Like, hey, why aren't you fun off stage? Dude, do you want me to be cool? Clowns aren't cool.
No, because this is one time I was in a
It's a date. They don't even know he does comedy.
Duh, all right,
I was in
Jesus
a green room with
Christ.
some LA comics.
I asked where the bathroom was.
and I ordered a burger and a beer, and they looked at me like I was shooting heroin.
Wait, why?
They were like, because it was a burger and beer, and they all had like,
He's
they
LA comics.
oh,
They were
oh.
talking, first off, talking down to the server. And then all being like, I need a salmon on a bed of rice, drinking the kombucha. And
Yeah.
they're like, yeah, I love LA. Like, nobody drinks any carbs. And I'm like,
It does. That also has
I'm like,
been a
but
big
you would
problem
drink
with LA.
children's blood if it made your
For sure. I have started doing
if it
that.
made your skin glowy.
It does help, honestly. You can get it at Sephora. It's
I know it
awesome.
does. I know there is.
Yeah. it's-
But it's a larger principle that I believe. It's not about me personally.
no, you drink
It's
the
like,
blood, but you still got to order the burger too.
you got to
It's-
live your life.
Yeah,
I just can't walk past a fucking climate clock every day and be like, I gotta avoid carbs. Like, just
dude. New York.
either one or the other.
New York is really has a dark energy to it, and I blame that climate clock.
That clock is
That
fucking
is so
crazy.
fucked up.
I always see that clock at key times in my life, though. I'll be worrying about. I'm like, should I change? And I'm like, fuck it, dude. I'm like texting her. I'm ordering it.
Just
I'm getting an
waking
Uber.
up on a bench across the street from it, and you're like, "Oh, I should get my light." Nah, it's
Nah.
fine.
I think we're good.
We're fine. It's
5 years, we'll run it up.
I'll see you later, Jim.
It's great that it's central to so many comedy shows. So you bomb and you're like,
yeah.
Doesn't matter.
get washed away in the
I
ocean.
had the worst set of my life at Frantic at the stand one time, and then just saw that immediately
you're like,
afterwards.
Oh, I was drowning up there.
And I
Oh,
was
I'm going to be drowning right here on the street in about 2 years.
Yeah, it doesn't
Actually,
matter.
what time does the clock say? How
We got
long do
about
we have?
5 years.
I think it's
it
5.
really
It's at
5?
right
Yeah.
now.
And what is that until it's like irreversible?
Something bad.
Yeah.
So,
But I feel like
Something
if we've
really
admitted
bad.
that it's 5 away, it's irreversible. Like we're not gonna push
Yeah,
it
what
to
are we gonna
infinity at this point.
Yeah,
Like
what are we gonna change
maybe
in
we can
5
push it back
years?
to like 7 or something.
We're on like a payment plan with the apocalypse.
Yeah.
Like, if you just give me 5 years.
Please, 5 more years, we can get it
if
together.
We can just dose the hell out.
Get my stuff. Listen, I've been sober.
That's so fucking funny.
My wife let me back into the house.
Yeah, if I
We're gonna
come on,
get it
can
together.
I get? Let me get like 20% green energy every other month.
They're breaking in with the cop. We elected a guy. We elected a guy. I promise.
Yeah. Oh my! The devil's just riding the 3 horsemen into the. He's like, oh, all right, never mind. Come back in 10 years. All right. Hellfire will rain then. Oh my god!
The ocean just backs off a little
He's
bit.
like, all right,
That's what the tides are.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, are we ready? Nope. Okay.
That's our credit score going in and out.
Going in and out. Yeah.
Done. I had a little phone is in the bag moment this weekend.
See, I love
Wow.
you say.
Yeah. Yeah.
God,
That's-
you're the best guest we've
It-
ever had.
I
Nobody-
think
that could be
I,
you.
I think it's perfectly interpreted this way because
Is
it
it?
was a real nightmare of a situation.
Yeah.
I was in Boston doing Duck Goofs, great shows,
great
super
shows.
fun time all weekend.
Yeah.
And I took this idea from our good friend Jeffrey Asmus, where he sometimes on the last show of a weekend will get a little high before the last show and
Okay.
and try to like have a goofier, more fun headlining set. And I was like, I've never really done that. But it was like all the shows were fun. The last show is like the only one that's not sold out, and it's like light. It's like 18
I
people.
had a fun light show. As
So
well.
I was like, yeah, this is gonna be goofy. People are kind of eating it, but in a fun way. It was
Yeah.
like this is gonna be. So I was like, I'm gonna try this. So I get like a little bit high, have a super fun set, great time. I'm closing with like a 3-minute. It's like a 3-minute bit that ends in a callback.
Huge.
And it's going well, and I've finally got everyone on board. I'm having a good time. Do the callback. Callback misses in like a big way, and I realize I never did the joke. I called, and it's almost like an act out. Of course, now I'm shitting on LA comics, and then I'm like, it's like an act out. It's like an act out callback. So it like truly,
Brother, I understand.
it makes no sense to do. Like it's not like they're like, what was that? And I just sat there for a second, and I was like, what just happened? Oh, I never did it, did I? And the comics are all like, no. And I was like, oh fuck. So anyways, it was a nightmare for a second. Now, I'm Tarantinoing this a little bit. Earlier, someone was bombing and they turned to crowd work. And their crowd work question, which was odd, was, has anyone had any medical scares recently? Thought that was going to be like a fun question. Immediately.
I thought I had cancer.
Like, I mean,
Idiot.
dude, immediate. Like, he almost didn't finish the sentence. Front row, girl goes, I just had a stroke. And then he goes,
That's incredible.
well, give it up for her for surviving a stroke. And it was like the most like laugh at a comedian laugh I've ever seen. Like the audience was like, what, dude?
Oh my
Like,
God.
So whatever, that had happened. So I do this callback. It doesn't happen. I go, oh, you guys just saw me do something so embarrassing. Like I didn't do the joke. I was like, sorry, I think I just had a stroke. And I didn't mean to call back. I just said that. And it exploded in like this, I came up with that riff on the spot way and got an applause. And I was like, well, I'm out of here. I'm Tommy. And it was like, it was just like a gift from,
Phone is in the
you know,
bag.
That's fucking.
it felt like a phone is in the bag
You were
situation.
such a high idiot that you accidentally rumbled into another riff.
Yes.
That phone was in the bag
And
the whole
people
time.
were like, genius recovery.
And then people were like, man, the way, maybe he even fucked up just to do that other thing. And
Could
you're
have,
like,
yeah.
I had no idea.
So you're like
I just
Forrest
said a
Gump
thing
being like,
that everybody
"Wow, are
always
they
says.
Yes,
celebrating
exactly.
me?
That's a go-to. I didn't.
They said
really
I
get
did
it,
good. I don't know what I did. Carrying you out on your shoulders. All I did was try my best.
I riffed that show for free. Like Forrest Gump. So I just kept riffing.
And I just kept riffing.
And that kept working, so I just kept riffing. Next thing you know, I was at the Apollo. And then that was working, so I just kept riffing.
Forrest Gump at the Apollo.
Forrest Gump, but he did stand
And
up.
then
He did open mics
and
instead
then
of
I
running.
just kept riffing, and then I was at the cellar, and I said, okay. And I don't know, I wasn't done yet, so I just kept riffing. Then I was on Netflix.
Forrest Gump at the Apollo. Forrest Gump on Def Jam is.
Murdering too. He's
Absolutely correct.
crushing.
Life's like a box of chocolates. I don't know why I'm here. Yeah.
Oh God, is that fair? Is that a good? Is that phone is in the bag?
That's a
huge.
perfect
That's the right
phone is in the bag.
interpretation.
People need to bring up more phones in the bag moments like that.
It's a
Yeah,
good-
that was wow.
It's
Oh my God,
absolutely-
we should be asking people that.
We should be asking people.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for saving our podcast.
Yeah,
You guys
We've just been
told
ripping
me
about
no
Forrest
prep to
Gump.
do.
No,
I
no,
still
we
don't really
didn't-
know what the premise is, but
we have a good time. That's the guy.
yeah, no, I've listened to it. Every once in a while, when I have a hard time going to sleep, I throw it on. No, I'm fucking around.
Is
I
it
do
because of the
this-
couch?
Yeah.
It's like there's too much stuff on the
It's
couch.
nice. It's a good pod.
We get it done.
How's your pod going with Tim Smith?
Dude,
One of our, our
really
favorite
taken
episodes
off.
that we did with Tim.
and I listened to it. It was. I mean, truthfully, I'm feeling a little queer and Jewish myself. Is the funniest riff I've ever heard in my life.
It's the funniest thing of all time.
Yeah, I really I love that story. And then he almost killed you guys immediately.
Yeah, and then
afterwards.
he almost killed us. Yeah.
Yeah, Tim and I have had a couple of fun moments on the road. It's the road stories are my favorite, and it's like awesome in the early years when you're only doing it with your actual friends.
Yeah.
Isn't it weird? The more you do this, the less you do stuff with your friends on the road.
Which fucking sucks.
It sucks.
It does suck.
Yeah.
That's why, like, when we ran into each other in
was
North
huge.
Carolina, it's like amazing.
It was like this big convention. I was like, why is everyone here?
It was so
Like in
cool.
Raleigh? This
Yeah.
is like a weird crossover episode.
God, it was amazing. It
Yeah.
was us, Jeff, Alex Dragovich.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
It was great.
But I was
Be
just
careful not to turn it off.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there
Okay,
you
sorry.
go.
I just saw you go like this, and I was like,
Yeah,
"What?"
just playing with the episode. Is it all away? I
I got one of my favorite road stories was with Tim. I've loved telling this story. It's an absolute nightmare situation. Road hack behavior. Pick a small town near the small town you're in and make fun of them. They're a bunch of idiots.
Yeah.
I was in Dubuque, Iowa. Tim was headlining Comedy Bar,
Sure.
and I was
Where
I was
legends are
featuring
made, yeah.
I was featuring for $11, and
course.
that's
Legends, but the legend is like a haunted woman's spirit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a legend in the way of like Bigfoot or like the woman who owned this house in the 1800s.
Right.
yeah, the people we kicked out to build this fake factory full of, I don't know, Giordano's.
Yeah.
It's,
Deep dish pizza.
yeah.
If you say Comedy Bar Dubuque 3 times in a mirror, just a feature with no act appears.
It's all crowd work and local references.
Yeah.
And they're doing 25
Of course.
before you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can actually turn into the Museum of Dubuque.
Yeah.
That is a road feature. Who it's like you actually just do a walking oral history of the
Yeah,
town you're in.
Mhm. Well, that's because every night at midnight, it's like a night at the museum situation where every headliner who's never made it, they all reappear down in that room. Do a hot little show. No, I was doing that, and I asked the bartender what the shitty town was, and she said Waterloo. So I'm like, great. I go up and I take like 5 swings at Waterloo.
Dude, people in Iowa love to be like, well, that town's a piece of shit. I'm like, got breaking news. The whole state's
Exactly. I'm like, we drove through that
breaking
town.
News, everything here sucks. They're like, people. They're like, yeah, there's gangs in Waterloo. And I'm like, what's it? One guy with a mean face? What, what criminal enterprise?
And they call them
Sparked off this
street
town with
toughs.
3 streets. Yeah, a greaser. Shut up.
I met someone from I think it wasn't Waterloo, it was a town around there who's like, yeah, I'm the chief of police. And I was like, damn, how many police officers do you have? He's like, it's just me.
Yeah. It's like people that I've never
That's
seen so many
incredible.
face tattoos in my life,
dude,
but in small town Iowa. Because
it's-
they're like, what are you going to take away from me?
Yeah. Well, I can't get a job.
Farm?
Congrats. Never been able to do that.
Yeah, that wasn't going to happen anyway. Yeah.
I don't know. That being said, I love
that too and work at Big Chubby's bar. Or whatever.
to all of your listeners.
Chubby's, is that a real place?
I think I am flubbing a real place. Right now.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're like, there's gonna be the one listener that's like, fucking, it's Mr. Chubby.
it's Mr. Chubby's, not Big Chubby's,
You
you
fucking
idiot.
Dude,
And they're
speaking
famous
of-
for the burger.
Fucking Home Tavern's closed down, dude.
I never. It was never a place for me.
Oh,
You
damn.
never went to the Home Tavern in Chicago?
No.
You never
Other
went.
big place.
It was probably the best dive bar in Chicago. It,
Fuck.
Best
Really?
dive bar in the
in
the
the
whole
whole
goddamn
country.
country.
It was
yeah.
run by a currently dying alcoholic who lived there. Who would and he would
Like, lived in the
sometimes
back.
who would he would sleep on the couch within the bar. The bar just looked like an old abandoned sitcom set from like the 70s. There'd be random snacks out.
Yeah, one time he said to me, he goes, well, you're an atheist. And I was like, well, how do you know that? And he goes, well, you're Jewish. You guys don't believe in God.
He's quoting your religion to tell you that you're an atheist.
Fucking incredible.
Oh my
Dude,
god,
best place.
It was
R.I.P.
really
Damn.
funny.
What
R.I.P.
neighborhood
Home
was it in?
Tavern.
It was
they,
right across the street from Patsy's.
they had like a mandatory sign they had to put up from the city that said like no smoking indoors, and they took a picture of the mayor, put it on that, and photoshopped a Hitler mustache on it.
The bar did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
The bar, yeah, it had like toilet paper with like Hillary Clinton's face on it. And shit,
It's
like,
fucking crazy, dude.
and the clientele, like, it was quite literally the same 5 old dudes just sitting there spending like a social security check. And when you came in, it wasn't like, I could just do my like, it felt like you were walking into their living room and they like had to acknowledge and make fun.
Did they? Would they get involved, or were they,
Would-
back?
Oh,
they would
1000%.
absolutely get
Okay,
involved.
that's fun.
Yeah.
That's
a lot
fun
of
energy.
really real tough street jokes sometimes be broken out there. Yeah, I remember I had like a big afro at the time, and he'd be like, "Are you Jewish?" And I'm like, "No." He's like, "Do you aspire to be Jewish?" It was like,
So it sounds like most of the riffs were Jewish based.
Yes, a lot of anti-Semitism. They also were playing the Tonight Show on the TV at all times while we were waiting to go up at the open mic across the street. So we would just be like watching people we knew like on the Tonight Show.
Yeah.
And it was like, wow.
And
we're
then
not
going
there.
over to Patsy's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was Patsy's.
Yikes.
That was Patsy's. Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. Wait, sorry. Totally cut off your Dubuque story.
Oh, I don't care. But I took like 5 swings at Waterloo, and every time I would do it, it would kill the vibe in the room. And it's usually like those would be the crazy electric moments.
yeah.
And it just kept tanking. I'm like, what the hell's going on? I tried closing on a thing to it. It doesn't work. And I'm like, yeah, that was weird. And I get off stage and Tim's walking up to headline, and he just stops me halfway and he's like, hey, just found out Waterloo's like the only historically black town in Iowa.
Oh my God.
So
my God.
I'm up there just looking so racist.
You're like, this piece of shit.
Because everything
Oh my-
is like it's like a white trash riff,
Bro.
but through that lens,
Through
it's
that lens,
straight
it's a
up
lot
racism.
darker,
I'm
yeah.
like, why don't you fucking go back to Waterloo? We should blow Waterloo off the map. I'm like, if I wanted to overdose, I would have stayed in Waterloo. You know, like shit like
So
that.
you just sound like full of venom.
Yeah, dude.
Racist.
And people every time I'd be like crushing, and then I'd say Waterloo, and everyone's like, God, Jesus Christ, dude. And I just,
Well, this makes me feel like the people I was talking to in Iowa were hating on Waterloo. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, who's
For
the
sure.
person that told you like, oh, it's Waterloo?
is the bartender. She's half black, and she grew up in Waterloo, and so she
Oh
kind of
my
was like
God.
setting me up. But she
Yeah,
also,
way,
she's
way
like,
to blame the people you were shitting
she
on.
can shit on it, yeah.
It's her.
Well,
it's their
and-
fault.
and
yeah,
she-
Tommy,
I
your
immediately-
ignorance is their fault.
I walked straight
On
up
Black
to her.
History.
I walked straight up to her. I
Straight
go,
into it.
you work in a comedy club. I asked you what town I could make fun of. You see what I look like. And you told me Waterloo. And she's like, yeah, I'm from there. I fucking hate it. And I was like, yeah, but all right. You get why it didn't work for me, though. You know?
Bro, that's so fucking funny.
It was
That's
Also, I can
wild.
just imagine exactly how Tim did that of like, hey, bud.
Put 2 hands on my shoulders. Hey, bud. Waterloo's the only historically black town in America.
The
Or
only
in
one!
Iowa. Yeah. And I was
Oh
like,
my God.
wow. My face just went white. I was like, that sucks. I wanted to like go back up and
Also,
apologize.
historically in Iowa, was like one family moved there like 20 years.
Well, it was like
Yeah.
got pushed out
Oh,
of
yeah.
Wisconsin. Like it was like not cute either.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like not a great history in Waterloo.
So you just out on stage giving a hate speech.
yeah,
Yeah. Bomb.
Like,
a hate speech that was too much for Iowa.
I hate
Which
speech.
is, which is like the first place where like Trump every year like stomps on a Mexican flag. And
Oh,
they're like,
yeah.
Yay! Like it's absolute ignorance town. Which it's like the fact that people there believe in supremacy in anything. I have never seen more ugly people in my life.
I will say
And
though,
I was the hottest guy in Iowa.
oh,
And
you
when I-
went to.
I
where'd
like
you go again?
borderline lived in Spencer, Iowa for like 3 months.
Wow.
On and off.
I
Some real uggos.
But don't you? Isn't
Yeah.
it kind of beautiful with how they are? It is really ugly. They're insane people. Isn't it kind of awesome that that Republican candidates do have to win them over first, though?
It's kind of
at the
hilarious.
Iowa State Fair. Like the
You
fact
know-
that that's
Is
still
that
a
where
big.
it
That-
starts?
that's
Yeah, and it's
huge.
during the
You know what's
state
another
fair.
thing?
We gotta go.
You know what's another thing they do? They call it winter games. There's like a frozen lake, and they go out and they like make fires and like put fish on, and it gets so
And they do
rowdy
ice
on the frozen
sculptures
lake.
and shit.
The person who was dating's dad was like, "If you need to bring a gun to this frozen lake, like people like bring gun. They think
Jesus
like a
Christ.
fucking." people were gonna shoot each other on this frozen lake.
Yeah, but also yes, you should go to the
What are you
Iowa.
gonna shoot the economy? That's not what's dooming you.
yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's yeah, Iowa is broke. The Midwest is beautiful like that though, because they do take pride in that they have some sort of impact on the Republican primaries, but also that's at the same event where they're like, and you got to see our butter sculptures. And that's not a rip. That's real.
Ted Cruz with the like butter cow, and he's like, my daughter loves the butter cow.
Exactly.
Have you fucking seen it?
It's humbling for them.
Bitch would love to look in a mirror.
I feel like I haven't seen Ted Cruz in the news recently.
No, I think he slithered off back to like whatever hole he came out of. He was like, it's time for me to return to my realm, and he had to retire the human costume and go back with his tarantula family.
It's just hanging up
It's
in a
like
closet
him and
somewhere.
Ron DeSantis just hanging out, drinking blood. Like, well, that didn't work. Oh, I don't care.
I haven't seen him really since the "kiss my ass" pronouns speech, and that was an all timer.
Oh my god, dude.
He really thought he was like
and
cooking.
every road feature was like, fuck! Well, there goes my act! Fuck!
That was their Waterloo moment.
Yeah. It was absolutely just defeated.
Oh my god.
Oh my
So
god.
yeah, because who are the? Right now it's Trump, Nikki Haley.
I think that's kind of it now,
Damn.
Yeah.
right?
I was on
And then
Jeff
Trump
and Alex's pod.
released
and-
the sneakers.
Yeah, that was big.
You see the Trump? I'm like,
Bro.
also, can you just do that? Be a wacky guy who sells sneakers. You
That
don't
would
want to
be
be president.
Amazing.
That's all we want.
What a
Have
pivot.
podcast.
That really
Have a
Have a
podcast.
podcast.
him and Kanye honestly are so similar. It's
they are
crazy.
the same person.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
They're
lean into the
crazy
sneakers.
morons.
You'd buy them,
I bought. Yeah.
Sneakers and music. Trump should release music.
dude.
Did you see the fucking Ben Shapiro like rap?
I've saw clips of it.
I thought it was AI.
Me too.
For like, I saw it multiple times and thought it was AI, and then I was like, oh, that's just his fucking voice. Have you heard this?
Isn't it like a Canadian rapper used his like verse or something?
I don't. Well, okay.
I don't know. I don't know why it happened. Why did it happen?
I don't. You said it like it was just national. I don't know
I
why.
think
It
it happened because
it's one of those things you see and you're like,
9/11 of music.
I
it
wouldn't have
started
guessed
with Reagan,
this. Yeah.
and the domino effect to get us the fucking worst rap song of all time.
Yeah.
I mean, in what scenario is?
I mean, if we hadn't elected Bush the second time, this wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
watching the towers fall as a time traveler. No,
Fuck.
Ben Shapiro's gonna start rapping.
No.
Facts, feat Ben Shapiro, dude.
Ben Shapiro and Tom McDonald have a new rap song.
I don't know who
and the
Tom. I don't know who
No,
Tom.
it's
Tom
a
McDonald?
Canadian- It's a Canadian rapper. It's just-
Oh my god.
Also, who's he talking to there? It's like, you're going to prison, I'm on television. You're not on television, eh?
Yeah.
You're on like a YouTube channel of the ugliest, weirdest kids.
You're doing the same thing we're doing right now.
Yeah, you're on a podcast.
Yeah. You've got a black magic set up in your living room,
Yeah.
buddy.
Dude,
Yeah.
you know that's so funny. When I was trying to like learn how to do all the tech stuff for this, I was like Googling trying to learn how to. I was like, oh, what camera equipment would I need to like shoot specials for like us or like friends or whatever?
Yeah.
And I was Googling it, and now I have like I'm subscribed to a lot of like pastors at mega churches because it's like how to do audio where you mic one performer and an audience and you
Oh,
get them in the
yeah.
shot, and the only real overlap, because musicians don't have to, they can just get like live mic feeds, they don't really need the audience the same way, I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
And so like the only real overlap is like pastors at mega churches, and there's like tech guys who their whole YouTube channel is like, here's what you're gonna need for your congregation this
Yeah,
Sunday,
yeah.
and I'm like listening intently.
You're gonna go further down. I get targeted ads like for like BetterHelp, but for prayer. Do you guys get these?
No.
It's like, hey, take a second and pray with me today. And it's like a guy, and I
know,
always think it's like a bit.
Mark Wahlberg's doing that. It's pretty funny.
Dude,
Have you
that's
seen
one
those?
of the ones I
Yeah,
get.
yeah. Mark Wahlberg's like, hey, man. He's like, I can't
like,
do exactly what
I
he's
wish
he's
he
just
could.
Like, he's It's just like, I've been through a lot myself. Sometimes you need some God. And
and
it's like Mark Wahlberg telling you need God is. It's so
And then he finds
dark.
out God's Vietnamese.
Fuck. And he's in he's like flexing. His biceps are like massive in
Dude.
it. It's just reminding you that he has put
Also,
like
I can't
basically killed
believe-
someone. But
Yeah.
did he? He did.
He like blinded a Vietnamese
Yeah, he, like, beat a
man
guy
in
to
a hate crime.
almost
I
dead.
didn't know about that.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I
when he
wasn't
was, like,
just,
19.
making
Oh,
a-
well, I wish you would have told me before I downloaded the God.
I wasn't making like a weird racial riff. I was saying like,
Oh, yeah.
you fucked up. But yeah, he like
'Cause
there
when he
was
was
like some
19,
hate crime, and I think
yeah.
he like blinded this like Vietnamese. He like beat him and like.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's like horrific. And then we just like let him act and have a burger chain.
He's on a Catholic app now, though.
Yeah, and he does
Yeah,
say.
Jesus and the algorithm have forgiven him, Maddie. Why can't you?
God.
If you do something to an adult, the Catholic Church is like, this is an easy alley oop for us. You know what I mean?
this is nothing.
I'm gonna. It is Mark going to the Father, Son, and the algorithm.
That is it is a dark thought though to be like, I wish I should pay for YouTube Premium so I could skip the God ads.
Yep. He's trying so hard to get in front of us, and we're like, nah,
I'm
get out of
also
the way.
like, I can't have a spiritual awakening that's like, sign up here for $9.99 a month.
Yeah,
You
if
could be subscribed to something higher than yourself.
If it takes a free
Fuck, my
trial
card
to get on
declined. I
board,
lost access to my higher power.
no, I'm never gonna get into heaven.
Dude, there's so many ads for God. They did that at the Super Bowl, and
Yeah.
I'm like, that's.
Yeah, what is that Jesus thing? Like, is
Is
it for
it-
a church? Is it for
Some of them are like, "Do you feel lost? Are you aimless? Like, you try God? Like, it's like we've went so down the rabbit hole. Now you feel confused. You're like, well, none of these things work. Like, should we go back to that thing?
Yeah, dude, they've tried. Like BetterHelp has been trying so hard to get in front of us, and it's like, we're not really leaning into therapy. It's the same ad, but now instead of BetterHelp, it's just God at the
Yeah.
end.
Wow. What
Yeah,
if like
God
'Cause it is-
God is therapy for boomers, dude.
Big time. That's what church is.
Yeah, you just
yeah,
go.
you literally
It's
talk to
meditation.
someone about your
but
problems.
it's bad. It's bad advice, though.
Yeah.
They're
Well,
like,
it's
well,
bananas.
he'll forgive you.
It's like at the end of therapy, if your therapist was like, and then, oh, wait, it is the same thing. They're like, you pay me and then you come back next week, and we slowly get better. It is the same thing. Fuck.
All your sins are for.
Holy shit.
They're like, instead of just pay the receptionist $1,200 and we're good. That's
dude.
the 12 Hail Marys.
Yeah.
You have the Catholic guilt,
Oh,
the
no.
therapist guilt. Like, I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have.
God,
It's
Cheryl.
Like, fuck, that was because of my trauma.
oh my god.
It is kind of the same thing. That's
Yeah.
messed up.
My God.
Yeah, but without the community.
Looks like my parents aren't as against therapy as I thought they were.
There's a very specific type of therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God. Wait, why did we start talking about that? The God advertisements? Oh, the Super Bowl ones caught me off guard.
The Super Bowl one.
They went
yeah,
hard
I
on that.
still I find it hard. I get those ads on like Reddit sometimes too. They're really like everywhere. But I'm like, is this for a particular church? Is it for an organization?
Just for God. It's for
just
God.
for Jesus.
The
but
Jesus
I'm like,
one
who
was
is
like
funding
just straight
that?
up. Yeah, it was like Jesus. This
They
is
were
Jesus.
just like Jesus is
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah, it's like, so are you implying that so he's an all-powerful, all-knowing being. He does need a little help in the PR department.
Yeah, I mean
He does need a little.
he
Someone
did-
needs to get him a hot check to get off. Like if there is a God, I know for sure he doesn't need Super Bowl ads.
No, he needs
doesn't
14.5
need-
million
he
for
doesn't-
30 seconds.
He's like, I just need to be in front of Verizon, just to like.
I need to be in front of the Michael Cera lotion commercial.
There's just not
Which that one rocks.
That was
That is
good.
end
I like
stage
that.
capitalism, by the way. That's just absolutely trying to somehow, if we can monetize people's need for a God,
Well, I think you're right. I
then
think
we'd be on to something.
I think what you said earlier is it. It's like we've gone so far. We've tried everything. It's like back to like rocks and caves. It's like,
Yeah.
do we just go back to God,
Yeah,
just
well, that's
believing
it.
in
Yeah,
God?
yeah, 'cause we
none
have-
of
you
this
like-
worked.
Yeah,
we tried
you
to prove
have
stuff.
a smartphone. Now there's a climate clock, and you're like, well, maybe the whole fear of the Almighty thing.
And I feel like the pendulum is swinging a little bit where it was like hypersexual, not sexual, hyper secular,
Yeah.
kind of like wellness, whatever. And it feels like a little bit like, I don't know, dude. Gillis hosted SNL. I feel like the country is like, you know, when what is it where the poles of the earth flip, like the magnetism flips every couple hundred years or
Yeah,
something?
yep.
I feel like that's happening right now.
Pirates of the
With-
Caribbean,
but
where they
with
go to
what-
the end of the
with
earth
what
and the boat
magnetism?
tips upside down. I don't know if you guys have seen the fourth one. It's a good film.
He's like, no one got my riff.
Yeah,
but,
no,
it
I'm
was
gonna
pretty good.
continue explaining it.
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. Gillis is hosting SNL. That's what you think the main
Yeah,
tipping
that's what
point
you
is.
think. I think you're a little out of touch. You're like, the people are changing. I gotta say, the amount of people the next day that I heard talking about it, like they were on SNL.
People were posting about him like he died.
Yeah, and I was like, people were like, we were out. It
Or
was
people were
just so.
posting like a blurry picture from
like-
one open mic they were at
in
together. And I was like,
2015.
They were like, it's so nice to see one of us host an SNL. And I'm like, no, just because you're also an ignorant alcoholic doesn't mean you also you host an SNL.
No, I said retard one time.
He's really funny. Just because you have a double chin and lost a job doesn't mean that you and all of your people.
I like Bud Light too.
They acted like it was the same as like a Palestinian winning the Olympics.
It
or something.
was huge.
This isn't like representation.
It was like the Olympics when they stood up there and did the Black Power fist.
Yeah.
That was that for open mic
for
comedians.
every guy that's fucking lost custody of his kids. Everyone who's at a parole hearing not go his way and is at an open mic. I heard that a lot of the fucking.
It was
open mic
okay
was
for
at
us to
4
just be
p.m.
like, yeah, there's a good comedian.
He's a great
There's a great
comedian.
comedian hosting SNL. He
hilarious
rules.
man.
You don't
This
have to
has
post
nothing
about
to
him
do
like
with
it's
you.
an in memoriam.
Nothing to do with
No,
you.
it was amazing.
yeah.
It's like and it is like Jesus, where you're trying to protect, you're trying to take credit for shit that is you didn't do.
yeah.
It's like when people do that with their country and God a lot. It's like you had nothing to do with any of that.
No.
Yeah.
Also, don't put that on it. That's a lot of pressure for him to be like, yeah, I'm the signal of your life going better. I don't want that pressure.
No,
He's like, I was just gonna do a monologue.
you're just trying to tell jokes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People are like, wow, things
If
are
I
looking
got
up.
somehow got SNL, I wouldn't want just every angry, repressed man to be like, see, now it's one of us up there.
God, don't let this inspire
Every
you.
man who's gonna, every man who's like,
Don't let this.
freaked out at a temp agency and called their boss a tyrant. I don't need them being like, well, now one of us is up there, brother. A guy that gets pulled over for a DUI and hands like his sovereign citizen card.
There is someone. It's Monday. It's the Monday after it. There is someone in a temp job right now who's like, I don't need this shit. Gillis just hosted SNL.
The times are changing, brother.
Oh
God damn, that seems like a fucking perfect note to end
Yeah,
on,
let's
dude.
close on it.
Where can people find you?
Some Kid Tommy on all socials and the Roommates in Law podcast with Tim Smith.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go, dude.
I'm on Instagram at Maddie Wiener. I got some road dates coming up. And the Patreon, patreon.com/phone is in the bag.
Patreon.com. That's where you can find me and love me and do whatever you want. Top tier, I'll come to your house. It'll be yours.
Yeah.
$1,000 a month. Whatever you want. It could be weird. It's better if it's weird.